been 2 weeks since the US presidential election, and things appear to be going from bad to worse for the woke far left. Those who worship at the Church of the Eternally Offended, the anti-everything brigade, because they're showing no signs of just sucking it up and moving on, accepting that democracy has happened. No, everything is more and more dramatic. So before we see where they are now, we'll take a moment to remember just how insufferable these people were even before the election.
Okay, class, so I am teacher Darren, and my pronouns are going to be Z, Zer, Zer, Zers, and Zerself. So that's how you will address me, yes?
So what about she, her, hers, herself? That's what we know.
Yes, but I am gender neutral, so I am not a female nor am I a male. I would be in between. So right here would be my pronouns. So instead of she or he, you would refer as Z. Instead of her or him, you would refer as Zer. Instead of her or his, it would be Zer. Yes, in the back.
So I'm sorry, I'm confused. Are you Mr. Darren? Miss Darren?
No, I am teacher Darren. There would be no Mr. or Mrs. in front of that, just teacher Darren.
Wouldn't it be Zister or Zis?
They haven't created that word yet, but you're on the right track. So it is just teacher Darren for now. Yes.
You look like him.
The original clip is over 4 minutes long. I've cut it back because no one needs to endure that. But just the arrogance of the woman, because that's what she is. She can claim that she's not male or female, but she is a woman. Also, I doubt that Darren is the name on her birth certificate. But demanding that the students, the people she is paid to educate, go along with her warped ideology. And in that situation, we see that all of the students are more mature than the teacher. Why should they have to go along with it? It has no basis in reality. And although most of the people we'll see today are from the New World, sadly, we've got them over here as well.
Hi, my name is Dee. My pronouns are they, he, but how do you use multiple pronouns when talking to somebody? Here's my first tip. When you meet somebody like myself who uses multiple pronouns, it can feel a little bit overwhelming and you might not be sure how to use them. My first tip is, for the love of God, do not use the multiple pronouns at the same time. I.e., do not say, oh, they, he are coming over tonight. Don't do that. That's not correct. Think about it as if somebody was using...
So I've cut that clip down as well, but what is it with the pronoun people and the wider TQ cult, the more extreme members of the trans, queer and non-binary communities, that they need to be the centre of attention every waking moment of the fucking day? And this need to try and educate the rest of us to go along with their warped fantasy, their ideology. Now, that person we've just seen, she's a woman. And I'm at the point now where I won't play along anymore. She's a woman, I will describe her as such. But since the US election, they aren't quite as confident.
And do you know how hard that is to know that? To go out there being myself? I don't even think I could be myself anymore. And what do you think that does to me in my community? That we can't even go out and be free anymore? Mm-hmm. Because all of you people, the ones who voted for that man, you are so emboldened now, aren't you? So emboldened to do and say what you want. Make people feel any way that you think that they should feel. This is a sad time. This is a very sad time. And I'm not going back. I won't.
I do feel sorry for him because clearly he's upset. But mate, have a look in the fucking mirror. Is that how you choose to present yourself when you go out in public? Not looking like a woman, looking like a pantomime dame in the off-season. And I'm no expert on makeup, but isn't eyeliner meant to be near your eye? Not like you play American football, and generally I don't think that lipstick is applied using a 2-inch brush. But all that's changed is the way we have to react to him. He can still dress as a woman, but now we won't be compelled to exclaim, look at that stunning and brave trans woman. Now we can just say, look, there's a fat bloke in a dress.
And in case you're wondering if I'm going to change my mind about kicking you out of my life because you voted differently than me, no. And it's not about the fact that you voted differently than me. And if you can't see that that's not the issue, that's exactly why we can't be friends.
Honestly, who would want to be friends with someone like that? Someone so shallow and petty that they will abandon friendships, possibly lifelong friendships, because their friend has a different political opinion. And the thing is, it appears that those on the far left are making it all about personality, whereas most people will vote for what's better for them, policies that are better for them and their nearest and dearest, as we will now see demonstrated.
You're wondering why people voted for Trump? My daughter likes to take cheese and pepperoni and crackers for her lunch. I counted the pieces of cheese because I didn't want to have to go buy more.
You put cheese in front of gay people, trans people, other women, immigrants, people of color. You chose cheese. You didn't want to have to pay more for more cheese. So you put that ahead of other people's well-being. Have the day you deserve.
The first woman makes a very valid point, I think, using cheese as an example, in as much as things were much cheaper in the USA under the Republicans rather than the Democrats. And of course, that's not all down to Joe Biden. There are many, many other factors, such as the war in Ukraine, as an example. But she's making a point that things were cheaper and she was better off. But then the lady who's come in to comment on the video, she doesn't quite seem to comprehend that. Because for her, it's all identity politics. Saying that she's put cheese in front of gay people, women, people of colour, minorities, etc. Again, it is all identity politics, because I'm sure many gay people and women and people of colour voted for the Republicans. They voted for Donald Trump. Immigrants, probably not so much. But the USA, as well as the UK and mainland Europe, is being swamped with hordes of illegal immigrants. People we know nothing about, and all they bring is higher taxes and a massive hike in crime. And people have got to the point where enough is enough. We've been pushed too far. For people to say we don't want large amounts of mass uncontrolled immigration isn't right-wing. It's common fucking sense. I'll bet, though, that the second woman from that previous clip doesn't have a job. Because it's amazing how many people who are for mass uncontrolled immigration either don't work or they're in a very cushy government job with a massive pension and very few hours. But that woman is about to look incredibly sane when we see our next clip.
Elon motherfucking Musk! I just paid an Etsy witch $7.99 to make your life a living hell. Brace yourself.
These people expect to be taken seriously. And I'm no expert on the occult, but I'm guessing that $7.99 doesn't buy you the height of black magic. It's very good for the Etsy witch, of course, because he, she or they has effectively been paid to do nothing. To say, oh yes, I'll put a curse on Elon Musk for $7.99, the richest man in the world. I'm sure he can hire a better sorcerer. In fact, the witch wouldn't need to do that. They could just reply, well, I think Mr. Musk is wearing a powerful amulet. No, I don't do refunds. Right, so our new friend with the brightly coloured hair says she can't get into a relationship with a woman because apparently all the laws regarding equality and homosexuality are going to be repealed. And she can't get into a relationship with a cisgender man, or man as we're more commonly known, in case she gets pregnant and can't access an abortion. Where is she getting this from? If we take the cisgender thing to begin with, why is it the woke far left are fucking incapable of using contraception? It's remarkably easy not to get pregnant if you don't want to. If you take it upon yourself, if you literally take it upon yourself, it won't get you pregnant that way. Why can't they use condoms? What is so bloody difficult? And as for the homosexuality thing, where is that coming from? Also, before I move on, I don't think any of the abortion laws are being changed. In this election, it was the dog that didn't bark. But the homosexuality thing, at Donald Trump's residence in Florida, which I think is called Mar-a-Lago, and I will say again, I'm not a fan of Trump, but that venue regularly hosts gay weddings. Why are they just so desperate to eternally be the victim?
I will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth.
That right there is really terrifying. Every trans person should be very afraid of that. A law stating that the only two genders are male and female and that they are assigned at birth. That's scary. That's really, really scary. My driver's license says F on it. So what? They're going to roll that back? I could say M on it again? It's horrible.
Gender is not assigned at birth, it's assigned at conception. But what's happening there is just a dose of reality. It's the return of common sense, because our friend with the purple hair can cosplay as much as he wants, saying that he's a woman. But he isn't. He will never be female. Human beings cannot change sex. And I think what's happened here is that the far left TQ cult, the hardliners who I've spoken about so many times on this channel, for them it's all take and no give, and they have pushed and pushed and pushed, and it's got to the point where the rest of us have gone, no, enough is enough. We need to get reality back. And if that upsets you, I'm very sorry. But our friend there saying, oh, it's scary. I'm sure, mate, it's not as scary for you as it is for women and girls for whom the TQ cult ride roughshod over their rights. It's not as scary for you as it is for a young woman to be in a changing room and you wander in there and get your dick out going, don't worry, I'm actually a woman.
Full stop. No, we can't. End of discussion. No, we cannot be chill with fascists. Fascism is not a chill-worthy cause. Okay? Have the day you deserve.
Well, didn't she have exciting facial piercings? And of course, facial piercings can look good on the right people, but not on her because, to be blunt, she's a bit of a munter. Yet, there's a point in an argument where if one side is losing, they will say, oh, that's just something that Hitler would say. Oh, that's something that the Nazis would do. It means that they, and they're usually on the far left, they've exhausted all their possibilities, so they have to compare the other person to the leader of the Third Reich. And that's what she's doing there. Anyone who doesn't fit in with her ideology must be a fascist. But the weird thing is, in the UK, people shouting fascist or evil Nazis off our streets, they're all on the pro-Palestine marches who, with no hint of irony, are out screaming and shouting for the destruction of Israel and the annihilation of the Jews. But everyone else is a Nazi.
If you're queer and your family voted for Trump like mine did, hi, hello, I'm your mother now. Just checking in. Have you drank water today? Did you eat? Did you take your meds? Did you breathe? Are you breathing? You gotta breathe in your belly, babe. Let's take a breath together, okay? Ready? Inhale through the nose. Hold. Exhale through the mouth. Let your breath ground you. You are alive, babes, and I love you so much.
Well, there's some fresh nightmare fuel for everyone. Does he think that that's what women look like when he goes about his business in public dressed like that? Mate, first thing you should know, generally speaking, women have much less chest hair. And of course, he's not anyone's mother because he hasn't got a womb. How is it we are now living in the life of Brian? And the questions he asks, which make no sense whatsoever. Oh, have you drank water today? Have you eaten food? Why is everyone on fucking hunger strike or something? And not only that, are you breathing? Mate, if someone isn't breathing, there's a very good chance that they're dead. Biology, Chief, is not your strong point. There's one clip left. And this follows on from a TikTok that went viral about a woman talking about the 4B movement. I covered this last week.
If you'd asked me, it felt very predatory for Fox News, a for-profit news station, to go and find women in vulnerable positions post the election, take a few seconds of each of their videos, string them together, then make a mockery of them on national fucking television and not even make them aware of it. It's almost like that's the very reason, that kind of behavior is the very reason us as women were upset. The irony is so loud, it is deafening.
These people give me a headache. Let's try and understand what's gone on. So she and several other equally deluded women have put posts up on TikTok, to which a major American news network has taken said TikToks and cut them down into a montage, which they've used to essentially rip the piss out of them. And her response to that is to do exactly the same thing again, with her TikTok set on the same security settings so that arseholes like me can go onto her account and download it and use it in this video. The lack of self-awareness that the far left has is simply staggering. Anyway, that is the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as ever, thanks for watching. So, if I'm fuck it. The clip which I've had to trim down because there's over 3 more minutes of that crap to go. If I'd left the two together, there would be over 7 minutes of people ranting about non-existent pronouns. I wouldn't do that to you. The second woman, albeit an incredibly unattractive woman who is far too close to her phone, thinks that cheese is being prioritised. Oh, I'll fuck that up. So our new friend with the pink hair, whose clip I've had to mute, is worried that she won't be able to have a homosexual relationship with a woman because of change fucking bollocks. So our new friend with the pink hair is worried that she won't be able to have a relationship with a woman because oh fuck it. It isn't assigned at birth, it's assigned at conception. And sorry, why has our friend got 2 mobile phones? Is he a drug dealer?